in these streets.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Y'all know what it is, man. This is Three Kings Boxing. As always, go to threekingsboxing.com for the latest grades, what's going on in the sport of boxing. You know, I want to send a special shout out to my man Prodigy for never, ever, when we get off this call, kicking me in my ass saying, no, nigga, this is Prodigy of Boxing Talk.
You know what? That's funny. I don't even pay attention to that shit, man. Like, that shows you how much I really pay attention to that shit. I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
If
it's
they're gonna
all
be on here, they're
relative.
gonna be on here. If they're not, they not. It is what it is.
It's what it is, man. What's up, man? Appreciate you joining us today for another show, man. A lot of bullshit we're gonna talk about today, man. Everybody ready? I hope everybody's ready. All right, so here we go. Overrated fighter. It's gonna make some people mad, right? Overrated fighter, Dan Azeez. Dan Azeez is a light heavyweight. Y'all gonna get mad. Dan Azeez is a light heavyweight. Now here's the reason why he's overrated, because a lot of you guys are gonna say he's 17-0. He's still a baby. Well, here's the reason why. Because he's ranked number 3 by the WBA, and he's also ranked number 9 by the WBC. All right. When a fighter's overrated don't mean just because people talk about him a lot. No, it's also about the ranking he's in, the position he's in, or him possibly fighting for a title when he's fought nobody or hasn't done anything of note to be in.
Man, he beat Shakan Pitters in his last fight, man. What you talking about?
I have no idea who that is. Is that my next door neighbor or something?
Hey, all I know is the motherfucker 17-1. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Shakan Pitters.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I'm saying his name right.
I'm not. I have no idea who that is. And if he's 17-1, I never heard of him. It's like those Mexican club fighters be 21-0 against
Hell yeah.
They're like 0-10. They fought 21-0-10 cats. You know what I'm saying?
The motherfucker that female just fought, Pedro Campa.
Yeah.
Isn't he like 20-0 or was 20-0 or some shit?
He sure was.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. The thing, and also I'm gonna say something else too. The only other person that's more robotic than Dan Azeez is Artur Beterbiev. Now, of course, he fancies himself to be a power puncher. He does throw a good right hand. I'll give him that. But he's fought nobody that can stand up to that power. You know, remember when Edgar Berlanga finally fought somebody that can take that shit and get it back? And now where's Edgar Berlanga at now? He ain't showing us them $200 haircuts no more. I don't even know where he is now.
He on Twitter basically saying that because I think Shakur Stevenson said something about taking tough fights and tough challenges, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, they don't understand what we do," and they were killing that nigga on there, bro. Like I was reading the responses. Everyone was like, "Nah, not you, dog, not you, bro. Yeah, Shakur, but not you." Everybody. Bro, it was like 200 comments killing that dude for saying that shit, man.
Wow.
And it's true. Edgar Berlanga ain't nobody. Dan Azeez is like the UK Edgar Berlanga, maybe worse. Berlanga beats this dude, man.
You know what's funny about that? I was thinking that to myself. If Berlanga was to go to light heavyweight,
he don't need to go to light heavyweight. Dan Azeez
right now.
Dan Azeez is a small light heavyweight.
That's very
He can go to 168 and get his ass knocked out.
Yes, you're right.
Or Berlanga is gonna get bigger. He can go to 175, like you say, and then he'll knock him out there. Dan Azeez is terrible. But see, the thing is with Azeez, Bo, you just named it. It's a big right hand. And it can cuss some of the people that he's been fighting, right? Exactly. The biggest win that he has on his resume, I'm going to tell y'all what it is right now. Biggest win on his resume was Jose Burton. Because Jose Burton at one point was seen as a top-level prospect out there in the UK. They were pushing that motherfucker hard, bro.
Yeah, they were.
Right? And then when he beat him, Burton had already lost, but when he beat him, that really catapulted his popularity with the UK fan base. I mean, they already liked him.
Yeah, they did.
But that Jose Burton win was a big one for him, right?
Yeah.
I think he ended up knocking him out like in the 6th round or something like that. I don't remember. But that was the win that catapulted him, man. And ever since then, it's like, okay, this guy is the goods, but he's really not.
No. Well, I didn't think that had Jose Burton, to be honest with you. And that's the thing. Listen, I'm not, it's not to be disrespectful. I think the UK farm system that they have where you fight on domestic level, I think that's good because it will weed out the guys that's ready for the next level. Yeah. But a lot of time those guys, like you'll see a dude fight for that BBOC. One dude is like 19 and the other dude is like, 19-12. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, so if he fights, you said he's ranked number 3 by the WBA and number 9 by the WBC.
That is correct.
He fights any top contender, he's getting it's sleepy time, bro. Night.
Joshua
Get this nigga a knapsack. Yeah, Buati knocks him out, bro. Get him a knapsack.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Sleeping bag, man. All that.
Sleeping bag.
What's some damn blankets that you can put on now and shit and they hug you? He need one of them. Them huggy blankets. He need one of them.
That's messed up.
The fucking blanket with the pillow at the top attached to it. Get that nigga one of them, bro.
That's messed up, 2K. That's up, 2K. That's bad, man. So, all right, UK, man. You guys fighter had the honor of being 3 Kings Boxing first overrated fight. We talked about Dan Azeez. Oh, there's a lot more to come, too.
Oh, yeah. And most of them probably will come from there.
You know, the bad part is there's a bunch in Australia, but I don't even know them to know that they overrated.
Man, we could kill out there Australia. We won't even do Australia like that. They already know. They're not even overrated. They're overrated in their area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can't even call it overrated, bro. But
that's a good point.
These are cats. Bo picked Dan Azeez because he's actually ranked by 2 major sanctioning bodies, which makes sense to say he's overrated.
Exactly, man. All right, man. Next up, so we had one of our followers sent this in, and I just want to say fuck you to him
for my man Alex
for sending this in. This hurt. This is bad. This is bad. So we looking at fantasy matchups now. We talking undisputed lightweight champions. We're talking Roberto Duran versus Pernell Whitaker. And the reason why we're picking lightweight, first of all, a lot of people even forget that Pernell Whitaker had a lightweight career. I don't understand why, but for whatever reason, they remember the Pernell Whitaker only for Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad. You know, they don't remember the Pernell Whitaker that fought, Rafael Pineda, Zuma Nelson. You know what I'm saying? They don't remember the 15-0 Pernell Whitaker at 15-0 fought a fighter by the name of Jose Ramirez, who was 106. He was the WBC champion at 15-0, and he lost by split decision. And let me tell y'all something. Watch that fight. Pernell Whitaker won that fight. Y'all know why they wanted Jose Ramirez to win? Because the very next fight, guess who he fought? Julio Cesar Chavez.
Right.
It was all politics, baby. They could have Pernell Whitaker upset that apple cart. But that Pernell Whitaker at undisputed lightweight, and of course the Roberto Duran at undisputed lightweight, that's the fight we're going to talk about right now. Let me tell y'all, man, this is a tough one for me. All right, so here's the breakdown.
Let me put up. Go ahead. I'm gonna put up Lazo's comment.
What he said?
My man, I love to argue with, bro. I'm gonna put his comment up while you break this down.
All right. Really, Lonzo? Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. All right. So I like to compare eras. Okay. When I'm breaking them down, because I was around. I'm old enough to have seen both of them. And damn, when I think about it, that's kind of sad. But I'm old enough to remember being around and see both.
You don't want to be. That ain't sad. You don't want to be mixed in with this generation. You good.
You got a very good point. Thank you very much. Right. When we compare eras, in my honest opinion, I think the era of when Pernell Whitaker was at lightweight, you had a lot more competitive fights. You had a lot more, I want to say, known fighters and a lot more fighters that, from a skill standpoint, that had certain things that could keep up with Pernell Whitaker versus when Roberto Duran had. Of course, you had, you cannot forget Ken Buchanan, you cannot forget Lloyd Marshall, and you damn sure cannot forget, Estevan Jesus, Monroe Brooks. So he had some dudes in his era that he fought. But here's the thing I want you guys to understand. People forget one thing about Pernell Whitaker. The early portion of Pernell Whitaker could pop. People only think he was a defensive fighter. Pernell Whitaker was scoring knockouts when he first came in. You know the reason why he became a defensive fighter? Because at the lower weight division, they were getting no shine because number one, it came up when he came along, the 4 Kings had just left out. And then it was the emergence of Mike Tyson. Nobody was getting any shine. If your name went Oscar De La Hoya. Nobody won't get no shine. So Pernell, to bring shine on him, turned himself into a defensive wizard. However, and I can't remember his name, but Prodigy, I'm talking about, there was a fight where Pernell was losing, and he hit this dude 12 times with the same punch, had him on the ropes. The Cuban cat, I can't remember my man's name, had him on the ropes like that. And I said, people forget this dude had punching power. This dude could pop. Pernell Whitaker used to throw combinations. He had the fast hands. He used to give you those angles. Then he transformed himself into a defensive fighter for the sake of catching attention. Now, here's some people don't know about Roberto Duran. At 135, people only think Roberto Duran hit hard. No, Roberto Duran had a good jab. Roberto Duran had effective, intelligent aggression. He knew how to fight off that front foot. He knew how to place his foot and move those angles to get you to go this way. Because Roberto Duran liked for you to be a stationary target. Well, how do most pressure fighters get you to be a stationary target? They get you to either get back up against the ropes or close to a corner, to where you only got one way in, one way out. And then that way they got you trapped and they would apply that pressure. Roberto Duran had body shots. I'm stealing my man's point. He said it off the air. Apologies, bro.
Nah, man. Damn, dog. Go ahead.
Roberto Duran was a devastating body puncher, right? And he was. So when you break down this fight, who wins this fight? I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going with Pernell Whitaker, and here's the reason why I'm going with Pernell Whitaker.
Oh, shit, Lazo about to get mad at you. Go ahead.
He can get mad. The defense of Pernell Whitaker was something that Roberto Duran never had to deal with, and the movement of Pernell Whitaker. When Sugar Ray Leonard, even though it was at 147, when Sugar Ray Leonard in the second fight decided to be a mover and move in that second fight, you guys saw what happened with Roberto Duran. It slowed him down. Roberto Duran likes you to try to engage in him, and he likes you to move back. Well, Pernell Whitaker don't move back. Pernell Whitaker moves to the side. He'll move back a bit, but he moves side to side. Then Pernell Whitaker will spin out and spin around you. Roberto Duran had very hard time with his footwork. If you spin, he had a hard time spinning. He was good at close range spinning, which was he grabbed that arm and twist you around. He was good at doing that. But as far as planting his feet to spin, he wasn't very good at that because he wasn't very athletic. He was good in close, in range fighting. But Pernell Whitaker had the ability to fight at lightweight. He had the ability to fight you at long range, use his jab, use his punch combination. I'm picking Pernell Whitaker by decision. Pernell Whitaker also had a chin. For those of you that know, he did have a chin. All right, people think, oh, Roberto ran a power kick. No, Pernell Whitaker had a motherfucking chin. All right. He definitely had a chin. So I'm picking Pernell Whitaker, and I'm going to pick Pernell Whitaker by decision. I think he wins 8-4.
Yeah, man, you made a good point. You said that Pernell had always had the ability to box, right? But at 135, as you and Corey put, he was knocking cats out. Pernell would be standing in that pocket, knocking motherfuckers out, right? Putting cats out. The thing is, though, Pernell was always a smart fighter, one of the smartest fighters in boxing history. I don't think Pernell gets a lot of credit for his boxing IQ. He gets a hell of a lot of credit for his defensive abilities. But as Bo and my man Corey mentioned in the chat, at lightweight, more so than his defensive abilities was his punching power. He was knocking cats out, right? It's his boxing IQ that would give Roberto Duran fits. But listen, Roberto Duran was a smart fighter himself.
Yes, he was. Right?
Both of these guys are interchangeable as the greatest lightweights of all time, right? You've got, Roberto Duran, Pernell Whitaker, you got Ike Williams, you got Henry Armstrong, where, Henry Armstrong, Homicide Hank, by the way, was really known more for his 19 title defenses at welterweight, but he was also a great lightweight as well, right? Interchangeable names that I just put out there as the top lightweight ever. Now, here's the questions I have, and Bo took my point, and I'll reiterate. How would Pernell Whitaker evade the aggression that Roberto Duran would bring going to the body? You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody in here said that he did lose to Wilfredo Benitez, but understand that was at a higher weight division. That was at 154. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're talking at 135, right?
Yeah.
154, you could keep that pressure off of you because Roberto Duran was naturally a smaller fighter against Wilfredo Benitez, right? That's why he didn't have much success against the Four Kings.
Yeah.
Hagler, he beat Sugar Ray. He got demolished by fucking Hearns. That was one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, at 135, right? And Scott Brown made a good point here. He said not a 15 rounder. It made me think. At 135, Pernell Whitaker and Duran, is this a 15 rounder or a 12 rounder? It's another thing.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
It's another point, right?
Good point.
I think the later the fight wears on, the more Pernell Whitaker has the advantage. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, if Roberto Duran can't break down Pernell Whitaker early, not knock him out, but just break him down. Because Pernell Whitaker, one thing I will tell you guys, he does give his opponents advantages at certain points in fights, and they're typically in the beginning or in the middle of fights, right?
Right.
That's where Oscar De La Hoya had some of his advantages in that matchup, right? And that's why they called, they said Oscar De La Hoya won the fight. I had Pernell winning that fight.
Right.
Same thing with Chavez Sr. Chavez Sr., in my opinion, got washed. Wasn't close. But the advantages that he did get in that fight were around in the middle rounds. You see what I'm saying? Pernell Whitaker did this shit a lot. He would give his opponent opportunities in the early and middle rounds. Then as the fight wore on, he's read you. He understands what he needs to do. It was hard to get to Pernell Whitaker as the fight wore on, right?
Right.
Man, this is a tough one, dog. In a 12-rounder at 135, man, in a 12-rounder, the only reason why I would pick Roberto Duran by split decision, bro, is because of volume. And check this out. And Lord Zoe, if you're listening, this was the situation where you got confused about why I was saying Winky Wright loses to Jermall Charlo in another video. Yeah. We can't forget the boxing politics, right?
Very good question.
We can say who wins the fight, but you can't forget the boxing politics. In that video, I told you guys, Winky Wright would lose to Jermall Charlo because the judges don't fucking like Winky Wright's style. And based on volume from Jermall Charlo, the judges would give him more rounds. Winky may have won unofficially. In the fans' eyes, we're like, yeah, Winky won that fight, just like we were like that against Jermaine Taylor and Bernard Hopkins. But officially, they give the fight to Jermall because of volume, and they don't like Winky's style. Same thing with Whitaker here. That's why Chavez got the stupid-ass draw. That's why Oscar De La Hoya got the fucking win. That's why Jose Luis Ramirez got the fucking win. They didn't really like Whitaker's style, bruh. Whitaker was the Mayweather before Mayweather came. They didn't like all the shucking, the moving, the switching. You know what I'm saying? We loved it. We like, God damn, you can't hit this nigga, man. Fuck. But the judges are like, oh, we don't like that shit.
Right.
I gotta go with Duran, bro, because they're gonna give the pressure fighter more rounds than the slick defensive fighter, bro. They're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna tell you that Roberto Duran's not gonna sit in the pocket. Pernell Whitaker's not gonna sit in the pocket against Roberto Duran. Yes, he was known for his knockouts at 135, but he's gonna be that boxer. And that's why what Bo said earlier was a key point, because that is the game plan that I think Pernell Whitaker would exact or implement against a aggressive Roberto Duran. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's going to be back, and he's going to be boxing, and he's going to be moving, and the judges aren't going to like that. But in a 15-rounder, give him 3 more rounds, I think he pulls it. I think he pulls it out because you can't deny what Pernell Whitaker is doing over a 15-round bout. I don't think you could deny that. And I think Roberto Duran will start getting cooked in those last 3 rounds. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like how Vasily Lomachenko, if he would have gotten 3 more rounds against Orlando Salido, he wins that fight. That's the same kind of thing that I think would happen for Pernell Whitaker against Roberto Duran. Now understand, I'll repeat it. In our eyes, Pernell Whitaker probably wins this fight.
Right.
Because he would utilize his boxing ability and his defense to evade shots and to keep Roberto Duran at bay. But the judges give it to Duran based off of volume and aggression.
Damn. It's almost like it's no wrong answer there. Damn, man. But that's the very reason why we come up with these fantasy matchups. Understand, man, everything we telling you guys is straight on point. We're not telling you nothing different that these fighters don't do. We're telling you everything these fighters do. So, all right, man, my man Alex, appreciate that one, man. Hey, send in more, like real talk, guys. Send in more, man.
Yeah, y'all can send in anybody, man. We will be able to talk on it.
Right. And let me just say this. There is no studying, right? Nah. I hit Prodigy.
You just got off work.
You just
I just logged off, bro.
Right.
Ain't no time to study.
Exactly. This is straight off the freaking dome, and you guys ain't gonna find it nowhere else. All right. So next up, man. So you guys might have. I want to spin this. You guys might have heard my man Prodigy say something about the IBF. Now you guys notice how the IBF ain't fucking with Earl Spence. Well, they fucking with Joe Cordina. They fucking with him. They said, oh yeah. You're a nobody. We're not making no money off you. They fucking with him. They told that dude that Joe Cordina has been stripped. Now understand, Joe Cordina hurt his hand. And the IBF was going to give him a medical extension to fight to January 4th. He's like, look, I ain't going to be back until March. So they pulled the whole WBO, like what the WBO did to Dimitri Andrade. They said, oh, okay, well, we got to take this title off of you, sir. And that's exactly what they did. They took it off of him. But when you look at the division, the 130-pound division is very, very thin. It is a division that is very thin. Now, I can't pronounce the guy. I don't want to get his name wrong. The guy he's supposed to fight was like
Shavkat Rakhimov.
There it is, Shavkat Rakhimov. And Shavkat Rakhimov, if you guys don't know, he's the guy that had that draw against Jojo Diaz when Jojo Diaz came in overweight, right? He was supposed to be the next up to fight, but they allowed Cordina to fight Oagawa for that. Now, Rakhimov is going to fight the next contender in line for that vacant title. 130-pound division is thin. Here's the question: Shakur Stevenson just left that division. You really don't have a lot of names. You got Robson, Conceicao, Oscar Valdez is still there, but 130-pound division is thin. Is that possibly one of the weakest divisions in boxing right now?
130 is the weakest division in boxing. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. I mean, really, I think you only have Oscar Valdez and Robson Conceicao. Yeah. I don't know of anybody else. I mean, I could be fucking wrong, but there's really nobody else, excuse me, of importance at not 135. I said 130. Sorry. I meant 130. I think I said 135. Hector Luis Garcia.
John O'Carroll.
You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to Hector Luis Garcia. I mean, he's the one that whooped up on fucking Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give him credit for that. But again, how really good was Chris Colbert, right? Yes. Yesterday we said let him down Philly. He's actually from Brooklyn, but we need to make a let him down Brooklyn too. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas be fucking up as well.
Right.
And Chris Colbert is just another name in a long line of fuck ups, right?
As if Joe Smith Jr. didn't realize to move his head out of our truck better be ass power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the hard hats were behind Joe Smith, bro. He's from Long Island, but New York, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the hard hats were behind him. But at the end of the day, man, like 130 has nobody there. And that's why, as Bo mentioned, you got a guy like John O'Carroll fucking ranked in the top 5 in the WBA. You see what I'm saying? I think I'm looking. Francisco Fonseca is ranked number 11, bro. Y'all remember that name? That's a name that we always make fun of when it comes to Tank Davis's resume. Yep. And he's managed to be ranked number 11 by the WBA. It's pretty bad, man. So, honestly, with Joe Cordina being stripped, nobody fucking cares. Right? Who's next? Shavkat Rakhimov versus Zelfa Barrett. Not interested in that fight at all. That's ranked number 1 and 2 by the IBF, I believe. So those two would get the opportunity for that vacant title. Not interested in that belt or that fight at all. I'll probably be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, nigga, instead. You know what I'm saying? Not interested, bro. So it is news that Joe Cordina gets stripped, but it will only be news if Shakur Stevenson was still there. It'd only be good, or not good news, but big news if Shakur Stevenson was still there. You see what I'm saying? But he's no longer at 130. He's at 135 now. So who cares? You know what I'm saying? Shit, Joe Cordina, if he would have been able to keep that belt, probably could have went undisputed given the lack of talent there. Oscar Valdez would be his biggest test, him and Robson Conceicao, bro.
Right.
But the way Robson Conceicao fought Shakur Stevenson, there's no guarantee that he would beat Joe Cordina.
Yeah.
And I'm not high on Oscar Valdez. I think he beats Joe Cordina, but I'm not really high on him. He could lose that fight too. Those are his two really serious matchups, honestly. Eduardo Ramirez, nigga, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, we got to talk about it because it happened. It's a champion. But at the end of the day, who fucking cares? That division sucks anyway.
Yeah, it like you said, it's a weak division. As a matter of fact, it's one of those divisions. It's crazy, right? Once Shakur Stevenson bolted out that division, it's like, oh, okay. That's actually like all of a sudden he bolted out because he was only interested because he was there and they was talking about Shakur possibly going for undisputed. So
yeah, I mean, you also got O'Shaquie Foster, but I'm not big on him. You know what I'm saying?
well,
I'm not big on O'Shaquie Foster. I mean, I think he's a good prospect. He's ranked #1 by the WBC, I believe, or he's
yeah,
up in the top 5. He's all right. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He could probably beat Joe Cordina. Who knows? It's boxing. And on a given night, anything could fucking happen.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, like, Hector Garcia, he did beat Chris Colbert. He gives Joe Cordina. But these aren't fights that we care about.
Care about
Is what
exactly,
I'm saying.
exactly, and that's the problem.
The division is so weak that we don't care about these fights. Now we gonna cover them if they happen. We watching this shit. We gonna watch it. I said I'd make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm lying, y'all. We gonna watch it. We got a business to run. You know what I'm saying? We gonna watch it. But I'm gonna be watching it like how I watch BT Sports Cards. Sleep. Nigga, eyes closed like a motherfucker. Yup. Man, I like Frank Warren, but his cards are the fucking worst, bruh.
Man.
The only thing that could be just as bad as a BT Sports card is fights from 130 right now, bruh. That's it.
Yeah. Agreed, man. All right, man. It's 130-pound division. Get your weight up, man. Eat some steak or something. Get your weight up. Get your weight up.
Yeah, man. Well, Rey Vargas going over there. I think we're talking about that later, but
Yeah. Thank you very much. We're gonna go into that. So, and this is the reason why Rey Vargas is going into that division. Rey Vargas is ducking another division again, y'all. Again. Rey Vargas, the WBC featherweight champion, has now been ordered to fight O'Shaquie Foster for the vacant WBC junior lightweight champion. Now, I understand some Rey Vargas. He's still got Gary Russell right there. He's still got Brandon Figueroa actually is #1 contender for him right there, right? I can't. I'm drawing a blank on the dude's name right now. But anyway,
what were you saying? You said #1 contender or something like that?
It was Brandon Figueroa and it was the guy Maxao. Maxao is still, he's still there in the rankings, right? Rey Vargas snatches the belt and then realized Brandon Figueroa, Gary Russell, they still here? I guess I'll go to 130.
Guess I'll go. Right. Gary Russell in official retirement. Fuck that, man. Let me get up out of here, man. Rey Vargas don't never want to fight no slick fighter. That's why he ducked get him a Rigondeaux for literally his whole career at 126 or 122.
Sure did. And he's is that what you're saying about how thin? Because it's awfully funny. As soon as Shakur left, he took his butt up there, right? So when you look at how thin 130 is, I'm not surprised Rey Vargas decided to go up there. But let me tell y'all something. The WBC though, they're actually going against one of their own rules. The WBC does not have a rule that says a champion from one division can go up in the division and fight for a vacant title. Now, what they do is they put him in the rankings at #1 and make him the mandatory, because what they're supposed to do is the first 1 and 2 guys that's ranked by their rankings fight for the title, and the guy coming up, he's the mandatory for that winner. That's how it works with the WBC. Right. Oh, they're not doing it this time. Oh, Rey Vargas, don't worry about it. What part of Mexico are you from? Aren't you dating my daughter? Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Right.
Right. Daughter, don't worry about it. So Rey Vargas is ducking another division. How long will this dude be able to duck a division?
I can't stand Rey Vargas.
Somebody, Prodigy, man.
I can't stand him, Bo. I never liked Rey Vargas at 122. This motherfucker was holding that WBC belt hostage. I mean, he wouldn't even fight Daniel Ramon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Daniel Ramon is unified and shit. He beats the Irish cat. I can't think of, or was he Irish or Australian? Fuck, I can't remember his name right now, but white dude. He had the IBF title. Can't remember. But Daniel Ramon beat him. He was easy work. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I mean, Rey Vargas wasn't even, I mean, it was being talked about, but they let MJ come in and take those belts. You see what I'm saying? Like, Rey Vargas was just chilling over there. Then you got the whole get him a Rigondeaux situation. Rigo called this motherfucker out night and day, bro. But I mean, Daniel Ramon did it too, but Rigo was night and day on this motherfucker, man. And he didn't, I'll fight him. I'll fight him, and never did. Rey Vargas a lot of people talk about Leo Santa Cruz. I clown Leo Santa Cruz heavy for ducking cats. But Rey Vargas is 10 times worse than Santa Cruz. Let's keep it a buck. He is an overhyped fucking champion, bro. And I guarantee you that if Gary Russell was given the decision, as he should have been, against Mark Magsayo, because he literally beat Magsayo with one fucking hand, if he would have gotten a decision, understand that Rey Vargas would not have fought Gary Russell. They were supposed to fight before that. That's who Russell was supposed to fight, not Magsayo. It was supposed to be Rey Vargas. Every contracts have been negotiated and shit, had a fight date, all of that. All of a sudden, it ain't on the fucking docket no more. I wonder why. Wasn't Russell. So he would have never went back, right, and renegotiated a fight with Gary Russell, bro. I don't believe it. And if he would have, he probably would have fought somebody else. You see what I'm saying? He probably went a different direction at 126. He said he wanted to fight Leo Santa Cruz, right? I remember that. Right. Maybe that's where he would have gone, but it never would have been a Gary Russell Jr. But when Mark Magsayo won that fight, he immediately jumped in. Oh, shit, make this fight. That shit was easy. Ball how easy that fight was made, bro. That
I don't even remember being talked about.
Yeah. I didn't hear nobody talking about that fight. It wasn't no build-up. It wasn't no Twitter shit. It wasn't no Instagram shit. Not even by the promoters. None of that. They made that shit immediately. Next thing you know, Mark Magsayo versus fucking Rey Vargas. Immediate. And he knew, everybody knew Mark Magsayo was basically he was a vessel, right, for the next champion to get the belt from. That's it.
Yeah, he was.
And that's what Rey Vargas did. So now that Rey Vargas might be under the gun at 126, he's like, nah, let me go back up. Let me go up to 130 because Shakur Stevenson just left. That's when I'll say this. If Shakur Stevenson were to stay at 130, guess who wouldn't be moving up to 130?
Rey Vargas.
Rey Vargas. He'd be at 126. Why? Because it's less of a threat at 126 than Shakur Stevenson at 130. But now that he's moving and vacated 2 fucking belts, now and then you got another motherfucker strip. All 4 of them belts are vacant. Hector Garcia is the WBA regular champion. He's WBA regular, right? Tank Davis was the super champion and vacated that, right? So all 4 of the major titles are fucking vacant. Rey Vargas is licking his fucking chops right now. unless Garcia was elevated to super champion, which I hadn't heard about, that super belt at WBA is vacant, nigga. So he's just sitting there. I'll fight anybody for these vacant belts. Fuck out of here, man. I can't stand Rey Vargas, man.
Rey Vargas is the...
I can't stand that dude, bro.
Nah, I know. His resume is weak. We talk about weak resumes. He got one of the weakest resumes in boxing. You ask me. As far as him being, and you know what the bad part is? This dude's about to be a 3-division champion. Oh, have mercy.
I need Emmanuel Navarrete to move up and knock this nigga the fuck out, bro.
He's not fighting Emmanuel Navarrete. He's not fighting Emmanuel Navarrete. He's not fighting. He's not fighting. He wouldn't fight Rigo. You think he's gonna fight Emmanuel Navarrete? He ain't fighting Emmanuel Navarrete.
Somebody, man, please.
You know what's gonna have to happen is he's gonna have to, you know, do a Canelo, get a cherry pick that goes wrong. That's what's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get a cherry pick that goes wrong. That's it.
That's right.
That's sad. That's sad, man. All right, man. I'll tell you what, when that motherfucking dude get knocked out, we shall be going live.
We'll be going live and we'll be covering all sorts of shit on Rey Vargas. Should he retire? And the article will hint at retirement. Guaranteed. That'll be a biased article, letting y'all know right now. That shit gonna be biased, bro. Can't stand Rey Vargas, man. I hate duckers, bro. I hate duckers, bro. Plain and simple, man.
Oh, man. All right, man. So next up, man, you guys might as well prepare yourselves. You guys just might see Robson Conceicao and Oscar Valdez in a rematch at 130 pounds for the WBO belt. And here's the reason why. Now, you know, you got another overrated fighter by the name of, you know, 2K's favorite fighter, too, by the way, Archie Sharp.
Man, get this nigga out of here, man. Notice I didn't mention him when we talked about how weak 130 was. I didn't say Archie Sharp at all. He's WBO #1. I didn't even mention him.
I
didn't even mention that much. These motherfuckers calling out Shakur. That is the only fight Shakur Stevenson. That's the only time Shakur Stevenson really didn't respond when a fighter called him out. Like, he did say something to him once, but after that, he was like, all right, man, get this nigga out of here, bro.
Oh man. So RG Sharp is out there claiming. Reason why I'm bringing it up because RG Sharp is claiming, man, me and Valdez are gonna fight for the title. So that's a win for Valdez. I'm just marking it right now. That's a
Easy
W
work.
for Valdez. So we gotta.
Easy work.
Yeah, so let's move on. Robinson Conceicao is ranked number 3, and I got a gut feel. This is my gut feel because Top Rank likes to do this, right? 130 is thin, and you make a very good point. They know that they can. Robinson Conceicao, a lot of people felt like he won. He gave a good showing against Shakur Stevenson. Top Rank is infamous for making multiple fights with fighters that they think can produce or somewhat, put some type of butts in seats and give them some kind of money. I truly believe once Oscar Valdez wins that belt, they're going to do a rematch with Robinson Conceicao. Now the question is going to be is not so much as I would like to know what's left of Robinson Conceicao since losing to Shakur Stevenson. I truly would like to know that because sometimes it ain't so much as losing. You can accept the loss when you lose a fight where you felt you won, but he got dominated by Shakur Stevenson.
I mean, I somewhat disagree with your statement and say he had a good showing against Shakur, and I disagree. I was expecting Robson to be much more of an issue for Shakur than he actually, he produced. But you're right. When you get washed like that, after being extremely confident in your abilities, you go back and start to rethink how good you really are. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And him rethinking how good he really is just might be the key to him losing in a possible rematch against Oscar Valdez. Right? Everyone knows I'm on record saying they say his name is Conceicao, whatever. Conceicao, right? Everybody knows I'm on record saying he won that fight against Oscar Valdez.
Right.
I'm not so sure he wins a rematch after getting washed. You see what I'm saying? But then again, Oscar Valdez got washed. They both got washed by the same dude. Valdez, though, in my opinion, was not as confident as Robson was in his abilities. I think Oscar Valdez knew he would get his ass whooped. That's why he did not want to take that fight at 126. You know what I'm saying? That's why. But I'm just calling it. Hey, nigga, I'm calling a spade, bro. Valdez was WBO champ at 126. Shakur Stevenson was his #1 contender. WBO mandated the fight. Bob Arum said, nah, move up to 135 or 130, excuse me. And Oscar Valdez was so happy to do so. And not only was he so happy to do so, he didn't want to go the WBO track no more. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker went straight to WBC, fought Miguel Burchell. Worked out for him, but that's what he did, right? So I think he was avoiding Shakur Stevenson at all costs. I remember Shakur was talking so much shit. Valdez had nothing much to say, bro. So he was avoiding him at all costs. So I don't think Valdez was as confident that he could beat Shakur as Robson Conceicao was, and thinking he could beat Shakur. So in that situation, the damage is mitigated when it comes to Valdez and him getting washed, as opposed to fucking Robson and him getting washed. So I think it hurts Robson more than it hurts Valdez. But I don't know, man. Like, if let's just say in a perfect world, neither one of them are affected, I got Robson winning that rematch. Just like I had him winning the first fight. I think Robson can take over this division, bro. If his mental is correct. You know what I'm saying? If it's not Robson, it's Oscar. I don't think Oshaki Foster's that good, man. I really don't. Archie Sharp, man, get the fuck out of here, right? I just Shavkat Rakhimov, he's a good fighter. But remember, he had that draw with JoJo Diaz. And how good is JoJo Diaz? You know what I'm saying? I don't think JoJo Diaz is that good. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Like I said, 130 is really wide the fuck open. I just don't. I don't know, man. If those two rematch and it is for a title, that'll be the best fight in the division. Real talk. And I think that winner is well on their way of taking over.
I agree with you 100%, man. But all right, so everybody brace yourselves. And before y'all sit there and say it, they're not going to do that. Remember what the WBO stands for, the World Bob Organization. Yeah. That's what it stands for. Like WBC is really PBC. Yep. That's PBC. Yep. All right, man. Next up. So as you guys know, with the on again, off again, on again, off again, break up, make up, break up, make up, break up, make up of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua between whether they're gonna fight or not gonna fight. Joe Joyce has come out and he said, well, you know what? Listen, man, if the fight ain't gonna happen December 3rd, which it's not gonna happen, originally Anthony Joshua wanted to fight on December 17th. So Joe Joyce is like, hey man, I'll step in and I'll fight Anthony Joshua. Now, I want you guys to understand something. There is a history between these two guys. It goes back to sparring sessions, right? Joe Joyce has been emphatic about rocking Anthony Joshua. And, now that I think about it, there's been a lot of stories like that about Anthony Joshua.
I've heard both ways. I've heard Joshua dropped him in sparring. I heard Joe Joyce rocked him. It goes both ways from what I've heard anyway.
Yeah, it has. And Joe Joyce is confident in being able to defeat and beat and maybe even knock out Anthony Joshua. Now, here's the thing. This is why I want to ask y'all. Is this a ploy? And here's why I'm saying this. Joe Joyce, as of right now, holds the WBO interim champion. That puts him right in line to fight who for the champion,
Usyk.
Which is Alexander Usyk. Okay. Why would Joe Joyce risk that to fight Anthony Joshua when he could just sit back, wait and see what happens between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, and fight the winner, and possibly even fight for a vacant title? Because whoever wins, especially if it's Tyson Fury, he's probably going to retire. He's not going to stay there, right? So, is this another ploy? Or is Joe Joyce being sent in as a blocker to take people's minds off of the fact that the Tyson Fury fight didn't happen? I think, honestly speaking, I think Joyce is serious about making the fight. But at the end of the day, I do believe this is somewhat of a ploy by Frank Warren, because if you couldn't get the fight Tyson Fury made, what makes you think you're going to get the fight with Joe Joyce made?
Well, you say, why would he risk it? Money on my mind, money on my mind, money on my mind, because money is all I think of. That's why he would risk it. Yeah, that's dope, nigga. That's a good, any fight against Anthony Joshua is dope. You know what I'm saying? That's a good statement. Me and Joe Joyce the same age. I've been out my boxing prime for almost 10 fucking years now. I'm actually a year older than Joe Joyce. So that nigga don't have much longer, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's already slow as shit. You know what I'm saying? Joe Joyce probably couldn't outrun a nigga on a skateboard, bro. This motherfucker slow as hell, nigga. One punch land, nigga. He threw the bitch 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. Nothing Joe Joyce does, right, in terms of his style indicates that he is a fighter where his skills will not erode in the next 5 years. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Footwork is already not there. It's going to be even worse in 5 years. Hand speed is slow as shit. Like his punches look like they on fucking instant replay, nigga.
That's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga. Right. They got the motherfucker on instant replay in a real live fight, bro. It's going to be even slower than that. His punch is going to be running off of kilobytes, nigga.
Oh, not the AOL. Not the AOL. Like that dude in...
Hell yeah. That's how his shit dial up. That's his punches, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We on 5G, that nigga on -6G. That's his punches. It's gonna be even worse 5 years from now, bruh. Right? Reflex is gonna be worse. They're not that good now. They're gonna be even worse 5 years from now. He don't have much time left, dog. So whatever he's got in the tank, he's trying to parlay that into getting money. Now, granted, I do believe Joe Joyce wants to be a champion. I do believe Joe Joyce cares about legacy.
Yeah.
I do believe that. I think Joe Joyce will fight anybody that they put in front of him. I don't think Joe Joyce will duck anybody. I think he's very confident in the fact that his goddamn jab breaks orbital bones. Why do I think that? Because it's already happened, right? But at the end of the day, in the back of his mind, he's got to know, I'm 37. I don't have much time left. So if nobody's fighting Anthony Joshua, why not go try to get that bag? I don't think it's a ploy. I think it's something he really wants to do. Now, it might be a ploy from the perspective of Frank Warren. Yeah, because Frank Warren don't want him to risk anything, right? Anthony Joshua only lost to Andy Ruiz and Alexander Usyk, right? So he's still a top world-class heavyweight fighter, even though he's no longer a champion. So that's still a risk for any heavyweight to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua, especially when you got a big-ass bruiser like Joe Joyce, right? And at this point in time, since he's 37 years old, his O means everything to a promoter. That's to a promoter. Understand when I say to a promoter, his O means everything, right? Because if he loses 37 years old, what do you got? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, bro, Frank Warren's not going to want to take that risk, but I really believe Joe Joyce does want to take that risk. So this would be a matter of who's going to listen to who. Is Joe Joyce going to listen to his promoter, or is he going to override his promoter and make him make that fight like Canelo did Oscar De La Hoya when it came to Erislandy Lara? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this boils down to, bro. And then also, of course, AJ, he's got to be willing to take that fight. We haven't heard from AJ since losing to Usyk and the fucking meltdown that he had. He's punking senior citizens and shit in the back. I mean, it is ridiculous, bro. Nigga, my man had straight full head of gray hair. Punk shit out that nigga, dog. I felt bad, bro. Like, come on, man. Respect your elders, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we don't know what Anthony Joshua is going to do next. We have no idea. Anthony Joshua might just wait around and see if he can get a Tyson Fury fight. I mean, he should be getting it in December 3rd, but maybe that's too early for him. That's probably why he didn't sign the contract. Or maybe Fury never even really sent a contract. He's just not saying anything. We don't know. Right? So there's an aura of mystery behind AJ. And that aura of mystery may mean, you know what I'm saying, that Joe Joyce won't get a fight with Anthony Joshua. There's no reason for him to try to pursue it. But in my opinion, 37 years old, like my man NB 2.0 said, in 5 years, his punch is going to be like fucking telegrams, nigga. Right? Slower than U.S. Postal Service, nigga. Slower than that.
Damn.
Right?
Damn. God damn.
Bro, you're old school, nigga. How niggas used to get their mail and motherfuckers on bikes. Like that, bro. If it's going to be like that soon, then try for the gusto now.
Agreed. You know, and I forgot about that money aspect of it, because at the end of the day, and then too, on top of that, he's confident he'll beat Anthony Joshua. So why not? He's extremely Joe Joyce is confident he'll beat anybody, because outside of, like you said, his punch breaking over the bones, Joe Joyce also feels can't nobody knock him out. So what you gonna do? Because I'll keep coming at you. Sooner or later, you're gonna break before me.
I mean,
so,
I don't think, you know, Joe Joyce does. I mean, and Alex made a good point. I don't even know how I forgot about this. His granite chin, his power and his granite chin are his two biggest assets. And then his stamina. He doesn't really get tired. No. He does look a little sluggish like later on in fights, but he still has enough in the tank to still aggressively pursue his opponent. And then, of course, that power is the last thing to go. Yeah. So he might be a little sluggish to the point where he's taking more shots, but he's still putting that pressure on you. Sure so it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So those are his three biggest assets. Yeah, he can most definitely beat an Anthony Joshua. I don't think it's an easy fight. I mean, he's going to take a lot of damage in that fight. I mean, just look at the damage he was taking against Daniel Dubois before he broke his orbital bone. Look at the damage he was taking against Joseph Parker. If Joseph Parker could hit a little bit harder, I mean, he might have rocked him at least. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting him with some big-ass overhand rights, but he was eating them hoes. Right? Daniel Dubois, in my opinion, was winning the fight before he had to take that knee and ultimately end the fight because his face was broken. Right?
Yeah.
So Anthony Joshua, you know, he could end up beating Joe Joyce. I mean, but at the same time, Joe Joyce in that pressure, if Joshua was mentally dejected, which he did look like he was at the end of that second Usyk fight, he could fuck around and succumb to the power of Joe Joyce too. It's an excellent any fight with Joe Joyce, in my opinion, right now is an excellent fight. I want to see any of the top fighters fight Joe Joyce minus Tyson Fury. I think that's too much for Joe Joyce. Too much movement, too big. I don't want to see that. But I do want to see Joe Joyce fight the second tier contenders like Deontay Wilder and AJ. I would love him. I'd love those fights, bro. Absolutely.
I love those fights too. All right, man. So check it out, man. My man Janibek Alimkhanuly. Did I say it right?
Good job, man. Alimkhanuly.
All right, Janibek Alimkhanuly, right? So
fuck it up in about 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. So two things about Janibek Alimkhanuly. Number one, Janibek Alimkhanuly's out here talking shit, and I believe he's talking shit about one fighter, and I think he had another fighter shook. So he's out here talking shit about Canelo Alvarez, but I think he got Jermall Charlo shook. I think Jermall Charlo is shook. I really do.
Oh shit.
I think Jermall Charlo is shook. So he's talking shit about Canelo. He said Canelo's easy work. He said, man, listen, I fight Canelo, but Canelo's easy work. He's easy work for me, right? And the funny thing about it is he's trying to get some attention on himself. And I like how he's going about getting the attention because he's also willing to back that shit up. But I definitely think he got Charlo shook because he mentioned Charlo's name a while ago. Charlo has not said nothing back to this boy, right? Dimitri Andrade was like, man, I don't feel like fighting this dude. Dimitri Andrade, the WBO told Andrade, you know, like, hey man, do us a favor, man. Janibek is on the way up the elevator. Can you hand him this belt? Appreciate that. All right. So what were we talking about the meeting for tomorrow? That's like, hey, Diddy, man. Right? But Charlo, instead of looking to fight in a unification, right? He's looking. He ain't doing that at all. Last time Charlo fought when he fought that cat Montiel back in 2021. But for him to say Canelo Alvarez is easy work, that's some hellified confidence, man. Now I will say this: I don't believe Canelo is easy work, right? But I also don't believe that the only way he gets that fight is if he goes 168. Canelo's not gonna waste his time on somebody like Janibek. But I do like the fact that he's saying that. And if they were to fight, the fighting style and fighting ability and the moving ability of Janibek, that what makes him a dangerous fighter. We told you guys before, there are some fighters that you can see. They're special. We see it in them. Janibek was one of those fighters. That's why we said Dimitri Andrade need to fight this dude. Because this dude is special. This dude comes with instant credibility because of his style, the way he fights, and the things that you can see just with your, with your eyes. He passed the eye test like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right. So that fight against Canelo would be a good fight, but it's a fight Canelo's not going to take. Why? Because it is somewhat of a tough fight for him. I'm not saying that Canelo wouldn't win, but it is somewhat of a tough fight given the style of Janibek.
I mean, you don't even have to say, not saying that Canelo wouldn't win. It's obvious it's a tough fight. Look at the fucking game plan that Dimitri Bivol executed against Canelo, right?
Right.
And people said, and this is what pissed me off. I mean, they literally downplayed the skill of Dimitri Bivol. Now, we thought Canelo was going to beat Dimitri Bivol, but one thing we did not do after Bivol beat him, we did not come on here and downgrade the performance of Dimitri Bivol. People were saying, "Oh man, he's just too big," and they didn't try to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what you're indirectly saying is that it wasn't the skill of Bivol that beat Canelo, right? It wasn't the correct game plan of utilizing the jab and controlling the distance from mid-range to the outside, right?
Right.
It wasn't his footwork of applying angles to Canelo. It wasn't his ability to make Canelo a one-dimensional fighter just trying to get inside that jab the whole fucking time. You're saying none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was he was just too big. That's bullshit. Because the game plan, first of all, Dimitri Bivol is a small 175, and he's made that clear to you several times. He can make 168 comfortably. Back when he was calling out Canelo back in the day, he was saying, hey, I can make 168 comfortably. You know what I'm saying? So he's a small 175, but regardless of that, the game plan that he exacted had nothing to do with his size. It had everything to do with his IQ.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Janibek would do the same fucking thing. He fights the same way. Janibek is actually a better counterpuncher than Bivol. Hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to take a page out of Bo's book. I'm not saying Canelo can't win. All I'm saying is if Bivol is able to do that game plan against Canelo and literally, in my opinion, win 9 rounds to 3, Janibek has a high possibility of being able to do the same thing because I consider Janibek a better overall boxer because his counterpunching ability is better.
Right.
Footwork is better than the Bivol's as well.
Right.
So go ahead.
No, I'm saying, and it's mental. He has that aggression that Bivol doesn't have.
Right. So yeah, I that's a tough fight. I mean, there's a lot of young guys that once. I mean, not a lot, but there's a few. David Morrell, he wouldn't take that fight either. And David Morrell would exact the same game plan Bivol did. Morrell has more power and better punch placement, in my opinion, than Bivol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
with him saying it's easy work, I can't fault him because styles make fights. Now, people are going to say it's bullshit because they're going to give him the Demetrius Andrade treatment. What has he done? And who has he fought? Like, that matters. Styles make fights. Stylistically, Janibek can say Canelo's easy work because of the game plan he would put on him, bro.
Agreed, 100%. But why is Charlo so shook at this dude? Why is he shook? How come Charlo ain't talking? Like, how come Charlo ain't trying to run up on Janibek? Charlo is chilling. It's 2022. Charlo's chilling.
So are we going to the next topic?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, because why is Charlo, fuck that, why is Charlo not going at Janibek or Triple G? I don't care about him just going at Janibek. Janibek just got a belt.
Good point.
Why is he not going at Triple G? Triple G been sitting at 160 as a unified champion for like over a year now. He's still unified there, but he's not even calling his name. Now, I get it. Triple G is not interested in fighting the Charlo brothers. He never was, right? Because Jermall used to say, I want to fight Triple G, and Jermall used to say, I want to fight Triple G, but Jermall actually made the move to 160. And Triple G never made any attempt to say, right? Never made any attempt to say that that he would like to fight Jermall as he got to 160.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And Jerry Tasker, I'm gonna get to your ass in a minute because you're a fucking idiot. Didn't hear what I said. But anyway, at the end of the day, bro, yeah, he didn't hear anything I said. These niggas is stupid, bro. The boxing fans have a 75. They have a 75 IQ. I'm telling you, bro. These niggas are dumb. And it'll be one every show that pops up in here with that dumbass IQ. These niggas is drooling while they typing and shit. That's how stupid they are. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, Jermall Charlo needs to be calling out Triple G. Call his bluff. He said he's going to go back down, right? He's going to go back down to 160 after losing to Canelo at 168, right? Call his fucking bluff then. Hit him up. Hey, I'm the WBC champ, bro. You need to fight me. Yeah. He's not doing none of that shit. And then there is Janibek, the WBO champ that just acquired the belt. He's been calling out Charlo. Charlo ain't really been, I don't think he's responded, bro. I don't think Charlo's responded at all. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this motherfucker right here needs to go at the champions or just retire. Nobody's interested in what he's doing right now.
I'm telling you, dog.
Bro, I'm looking for tags on Jermall Charlo, man. All I see is Jermall. There's no tags available for Jermall Charlo on YouTube. All I saw was Jermall. That's all I saw. So at the end of the day, bro, you're the WBC champ, right? You've been sitting there as the WBC champ for a long time now. You didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade because y'all quote black card him. Right?
Right.
Then you don't mention anything about Triple G. Then you got Janibek calling you out. You don't say nothing about that. What are you doing? Your last few fights, right? Fucking Fernando Montiel, Sergey Derevyanchenko, Dennis Hogan.
He brought him up in weight.
Yeah, he brought him up in weight. Hogan had never fought at 160. Brandon Adams? Matt Karabov? Those are your last, what, 5 fights that I just mentioned? And you're sitting there with, well, now 2 other champions in the division. At one point, it was 3. Because Ryota Murata had the WBA Super.
Yup.
Nobody cares. You're calling out David Benavidez and then retract your statement. What the fuck? Low expectations, bro. Don't expect much from Jermall Charlo. It's what I've been telling you guys for a long time now. Jermall Charlo got money when he shouldn't have been getting money. See? These fighters, and that's why I say we need to bring back promoters going in these niggas' pockets properly.
Yeah.
Because I hate the fact that fighters weren't getting paid the way that they should. But again, when you pay a motherfucker too much, just think of it this way. In life, when you give somebody too much, they become spoiled bitches. That's life. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's life. So at the end of the day, you got to take away sometimes from these cats, or they're going to expect more than they actually deserve. Jermall Charlo should not be a high-paid fighter, in my opinion, but he is. And since he is, he understood that he didn't do all that much to get there, right? I mean, we can go. I mean, Austin Trout. Yep. Who's his biggest win besides J-Rock? Austin Trout?
No, because Trout was actually kind of past it at that point.
I'm saying besides J-Rock.
Shit.
Austin Trout.
Austin Trout, yeah.
J-Rock is his biggest win. It ain't Matt Karabov. It ain't fucking Dennis Hogan.
No.
J-Rock is his biggest win. And the only reason why that win was so fucking big is because J-Rock was seen as a high-level prospect. But I disagreed with that. I didn't think it was a high-level prospect. I had Jermall Charlo winning that fight easily, honestly. That was my prediction before the fight happened. That's his best win is J-Rock, a nigga that wasn't a champion at the time he beat him. Then it's Austin Trout. You got to give it to Austin Trout because he was at least WBA regular.
Yeah.
Right? So at the end of the day, bro, he's not doing anything for us to expect him to be the high-level fighter that he wants everybody to think he is. I think Jermall Charlo is like in his 30s now, right? I think him and his brother are like 31.
Yeah,
like
31,
right?
32, something like that.
It's high time, bro, especially with your brother over there fucking becoming undisputed.
Oh!
He fought everybody, bro. Everybody he could fight at 154 that mattered, he fought him and beat him. Lost to Tony Harrison, rematched him and beat him. Jermall is making Jermall look extremely bad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That should be even more motivation, but it's not because he's getting money. It's what it is, man. It's fucking terrible, dog. He's got to do something, man.
Well, he's not going to do something. Like you said, ever since he beat J-Rock, the boy has thought he's never had to do anything. Right. And that's the problem, right? And then when he couldn't get Canelo, he said, all right, fuck it, I'm a champion. And those literally his words. When he couldn't get Canelo, he's like, well, I'm a champion. I'm a two-division champion. I'm a two-division champion now.
Right.
And that's what he's living off of, man. You know? And speaking of living, it's time we break out the shovel and lay a motherfucker to bed and put him in his grave.
Oh, dumb fuck Tom?
Yeah,
we get on a dumb fuck.
We about to get on a dumb fuck.
Well, let me do this real quick, man. Let me go to his last one first before we get to his first one. He said, what is Golovkin's biggest win? Because he said that while I was saying that Jermall Charlo's biggest win was J-Rock and Austin Trout. Daniel Jacobs is better than J-Rock and Austin Trout, in my opinion, when Golovkin fought him.
Right.
In my opinion. I don't need to go any further than that. You know what I'm saying? He's better than because J-Rock fought champion, right? Because he lost immediately in his first defense to fucking Banana, bruh. To a nigga named Banana, bruh. Who went on to get knocked out by a body shot to none other than a Charlo. Right? So, and before that fight, didn't he struggle? He struggled against Nathaniel Gallimore.
Gallimore, he sure did.
Struggled against Nathaniel fucking Gallimore, who ironically beat Banana. Nathaniel Gallimore gave Julian J-Rock Williams trouble and had beat Banana previously, but then Banana beats him. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Right.
J-Rock was never that great of a fighter. He just did one good deed, and that was beating Jarrett Hurd, which, in my opinion, should have had already happened previously. If Arislan De Laura would have stayed on his fucking feet in that 12th round, he would have had done it before J-Rock did it.
Sure would have.
Hell, if Tony Harrison didn't quit, he probably would have done it. He quit.
Spit that mouthpiece out and thought, what happened?
Spit the mouthpiece out and then looked at the ref like, why you stopping the fight? Like he didn't know that is an indication that you don't want to fight anymore. Get the fuck out of here, man. So, I mean, Jarrett Hurd, shout out to him. You know, he did what he did, but his style had a fucking expiration date on it, bro. And it just happened to expire on the day he fought Julian J-Rock Williams. So, and then, you know, Austin Trout was a shell of his former self when that fucking fight happened. He wasn't the Austin Trout that beat Miguel Cotto. He had already lost to Canelo and got washed by Arislan De Laura. He was a shell of his former self at that point in time.
Exactly.
Daniel Jacobs was at the prime of his career at that point in time that he lost to Gennady Golovkin, so much so that you could have given that fight to Daniel Jacobs. So a bunch of people thought Daniel Jacobs won that fight.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I thought Jacobs won that fight.
I'm another one.
But Gennady Golovkin got the nod. That's a win on his resume, and that's a better win than fucking Austin Trout and J-Rock. Go ahead, man.
Right.
Put him to bed, man.
All right. So not to mention the fact that, you know, Daniel Jacobs is the best win because he punked the Charlo also. Let's not forget about that one. Punked him while he walking by talking all that shit. All right. Here's the problem that I have with your statement. I'm going to put this statement up there because you sound crazy. What have you done and who have you fought certainly matters. You sound like a casual. No, you sound like a casual. I'm going to tell you why you sound like a casual. Okay. So before Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo, who did he fight? What did he do?
Maybe she fed a Sophie.
Really? I don't even know who that is.
Chris Eubank Jr., bro.
Chris didn't know what to do with no jab.
Man, he beat Willie Monroe, Artur Akavov. Man, come on, Bo. There's some top fighters right there, bro. A++.
Better change them batteries. You better.
I don't know shit about boxing, but I'm ringing these shits off my head. But anyway, off the top of my dome. But anyway.
But the point being is, no, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Boxing is not about people like people. You know, people only use that comment when they don't want their favorite fighter to fight a dangerous fighter. Because if that's true, Demetrius Andrade would have got to Canelo Alvarez long before Dimitri Bivol did. If that's true, okay, who is Dimitri Bivol beat? What's his biggest win?
Shit, John Pascal.
Talking about the drug addict?
Before Canelo, of course. John Pascal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, it doesn't matter. In the sport of boxing, dog, those things does not matter to the degree that you're trying to make them sound like they matter. Otherwise, a lot of these fights would be happening that we're talking about right now.
Exactly.
Okay. And then you want to say, well, Janibek's a paper champion. Okay. There's a lot of dudes that win vacant titles. Why? Because champions either become undisputed, move up, or they move up and then you're next in line to fight. Right? It's not Janibek was trying to fight Demetrius Andrade. That's who he's trying to fight. He was trying to fight Demetrius Andrade. Andrade acting like the motherfucker wasn't there, and went up to 168. So you know that shit you're talking, man. It doesn't mean a damn thing because at the end of the day, boxing fans are never gonna push for everything to be equal across the board. Boxing fans are never gonna push for what guys like myself, Prodigy, and Teddy Atlas get pissed off about when we gotta watch and cover these fucking cards, right? So don't you dare sit there and think you're gonna come on this motherfucker and talk shit to two motherfuckers. I tell you what, bitch, I got a phone. You want to call my number? We'll put you live right now.
Nah, he don't want that, bro. That's too much, man. Yeah, apparently I don't know shit about boxing though, but you know, it is what it is, man. Like the shit don't bother me. It don't bother me at all because these dudes that come over here come from the mother channels where them niggas have basically indoctrinated these niggas into thinking that they know shit. You see what I'm saying?
Because they agree with him.
If you're not fanboying for somebody that they like, you don't know shit about boxing. That's all it is. That's all that is, bro. That means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? First of all, dumb fuck is a dumb fuck because dumb fuck didn't understand that what I was saying was styles make fights. I wasn't talking in the context of who has he fought. I was talking in the context of styles make fights. Who has he fought was irrelevant to the fucking conversation. That's it. But since he's a dumb fuck, he doesn't understand that. You see what I'm saying? Since his IQ is at 75, this nigga's a babbling idiot. This nigga fucking tries to eat and drops his food on his motherfucking shirt. He a dumb nigga. Since he's that's why he came in here with the comment. See what I'm saying? There's a lot of dumb 75 IQ niggas on fucking YouTube boxing community. That's why I hate YouTube. That's why I don't like doing this. But Bo makes me do this. You know what I'm saying? I've been done with this shit. Bo makes me do this. And then we got several loyal followers that will hit me up. If I don't make a show for a month, actually a week, they'll hit me up. Hey, man, we want to hear this. Right. That's why I do this.
Right.
I don't like to be fucking put in the same category as dumb fucks like Jerry. This nigga's name is Jerry. I don't know a real nigga in my life named Jerry, nigga. I ain't never met a real nigga in my life. What's up, nigga? What's up, bro? What's your name? Jerry. Never happened. You know what I do know, Bo? I used to fuck a bitch named Jerry. Absolutely. Her name was Jerry. Sure did. Never met a real nigga named Jerry, though. Fuck out of my chat, nigga. Hate these dudes, bro. Don't know shit, but want to come over here and run their fucking mouths. Then when you put them on wax, right? Because what he say? I told him, I said I was gonna get to him. He said, "Bring it, biatch." Who says biatch, nigga? This is 2022. Who the fuck says biatch? Who says that? Is this nigga 8 years old?
Shit. Maybe that motherfucker's hermaphrodite. Sound like a hermaphrodite. Yeah, both body parts and shit. Talking some biatch. That's what a woman. That's what a girl says, man. Like real talk, dog. You know what I'm saying? Watch that movie 13 going on 30. She said biatch. That's what she said.
Oh my god, bro.
My niece said that the other day. He biatch. I don't know no dudes that talk.
Oh my god, man. Oh man.
Oh, y'all are wild.
These boys be killing me, man. It's too easy. You know, he probably left, and that was for his own good because he knew it was about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
it is what it is, man.
That's that beta male syndrome. I'm gonna leave before they say something.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
All right, man. Another one bites the dust, baby. stick a fork in that nigga. He's done. All right, man. So go to 3kingsboxing.com for latest greats what's going on in the sport of boxing, man. All right, Prodigy family, man. As always, appreciate you being here, man. Take us out.
Y'all know what to do, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, right here on Facebook.com/3kingsboxing. Also, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, Prodigy of Boxing Talk. Also, hit the notification bell to know when we go live. Then go over to the 3 Kings Boxing YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button over there as well. And hit the notification bell too, so that you know when we go live and we start moving shows over to that channel. I'm still waiting on the subscriber base to move up over there before we put a live one over there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hit that, go over there. If you're over here, go over there too. Hit that subscribe button for us so that we can start moving shows over there. All right, exactly. JL, all them niggas be going to the car, bro. All of them. The funny thing is, we be getting on niggas, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, right? We be getting on niggas on the show, and then we see them in person. And they're like, fuck, I can't fuck with them in person either. That's the fucked up part about the whole situation, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win at all. Period. Yeah. Oh, we seen, man, when we was at the Box Expo, I seen so many motherfuckers that knew who we were, bro. Pointing and talking and, you know what I'm saying, and staring. And I seen a bunch of motherfuckers, bro. Ain't no telling how many of the motherfuckers was either on here or following the show or the website. I don't know.
Right.
I'm pretty sure out of them thousands of folks in there, bro, somebody from here was in there.
The funny part was when that motherfucker asked us, we bodyguards.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers bodyguards? God damn, look at the shoulders on that nigga. That shit was funny as hell, man. But I'm sure one of the dumb fucks that I've yelled at, because I've yelled at so many motherfuckers over the years that I've been on here, I'm sure they were in there. And nobody said nothing. I've been all around, and nobody ever said nothing. All right, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody came through. All your opinions are appreciated. Even the ones we don't like, we still appreciate those as well. Until the next one, we out.